Believe in yourself, believe you can do it, believe that it's going to work out. Like the greatest gift you can give anybody is belief.
How do you personally determine which lessons are more important than others?
I want to feel like I'm doing something every day that matters. The fact that you're here making these videos will inspire somebody else from Greece to start their channel.
Yeah.
Because look at him. Oh, it's possible. Hopefully it's inspiring for anybody watching that just because you may not have the right support system around you, probably most of the people you look up to, they didn't have that support system either. And they just decided to make a change, and then things started to happen. Within that statement, if you can find it, is a lack of belief.
I see.
Whereas like, I'm going to find it.
I don't think it's possible. Yeah.
And then you do. You're one video away from completely changing your life. You don't have to take all 10 things. Like if one thing applies to you and you do something about it, it can change your life. This is Gary V's life coach.
Oh,
Like Gary V has a life. I thought Gary V
right.
was
He is the life coach.
right. Exactly. What do you mean he has a life coach?
Freedom, sense of belonging, or purpose. Which would you choose to build your life around?
I would pick.
Evan, welcome to the show.
Let's go, man. I'm excited. Here we are.
Evan, so you're in a mission to solve the world's biggest problem, and that for you is people believing in themselves. Why is that the biggest problem? And where do you think that lack of self-belief comes from?
So, if you think what is the world's biggest problem, people might say cancer or something. Well, I think I think cancer could have been solved by now. The woman who solves cancer just never went to med school, never believed in herself, never chased down the opportunity. And so whatever you might position as the biggest problem, I think it just behind that is still belief. People don't think it's possible. Where does it come from? I think we are designed to be scared, to be safe. We grow up being told kind of what to do, and we follow what our community tells us to do, and what our parents tell us to do, and what our teachers tell us to do. And that's a very protectionist lifestyle, and that's what we kind of needed all those years ago when humans were created. But now there's so many more possibilities. You don't have to be what your parents are. You don't have to be what you went to school for, and you probably won't be. The things that are happening in the world right now is probably not being taught in school anyway. And so it's just the willingness to break outside of our habits and our comfort zone and our community and our friend circle to dare to do something greater.
Right. And is that why you started your top 10 series, to inspire people to believe in themselves?
Kind of. How it's why I kept going. It's not why I started. So I have a friend, a longtime friend, a couple decades, named Mark. And Mark was he did this blog post about Kanye West and Taylor Swift and the whole like Kanye interrupted Taylor, I'm gonna let you finish, all that. And at the time I thought, hey, Mark, you could actually learn a lot from Kanye. And I made a video of Kanye West top 10 rules of success. And the only reason for it was for Mark. Like I made it for my YouTube channel, but it was because of Mark. And whether you like Kanye, don't like Kanye, I mean, he's gotten into a ton of trouble recently, and maybe there's some mental health issues there too and everything. But there's some incredible stories that most people don't know, like John Legend. John Legend's real name is not John Legend, it's John Stevens. And when John Stevens was starting his music career, he was in a bar in Chicago with Kanye, and that already feels weird. Like John Legend seems like the most humble person. Like how is he friends with Kanye? And he told Kanye, I have this old soul. And Kanye said, you should call yourself the Legend. And John Stevens said, I can't call myself the Legend. I'm just getting started. And ultimately convinced John Stevens to have a stage name of John Legend. And so even if you hate Kanye for whatever, are you as good a friend to your friends like Kanye was to John Stevens? Are you pouring into them and helping them believe more? So that was one of the 10 rules, but we put it together. I threw away my day. I had other stuff that was seemingly more important that I needed to do, but Mark, my friend, pissed me off so much because of this blog post that he put up that I made the one video on Kanye, and that was supposed to be it. Like, that's it. There's no vision. There's no dream for this. It's just I made this video for Mark. That's it, and it did well, and people really liked it. And they said, "Hey, can you do Jeff Bezos? Can you do Warren Buffett? Can you do other people?" I'm like, "Huh, okay. I mean, yeah, that's fun. I could do that. I could see myself doing that. That's valuable. Like, I'm curious about that too. It'd be fun." And so it spawned something that turned into the mission, as opposed to it being like, I know this is going to work at the beginning. It's like, no, it's something I just did for my friend Mark. And I do a lot of those weird things, and most of them go nowhere. But that one was one that stuck because people liked it, and I love doing it too.
Yeah, I remember binge watching some of your videos when I was back on uni like 8 years ago, and it definitely motivates you when you see what the successful people say and how they've done things. But I'm curious, again, in this top 10 series, there's so much advice and information out there, and it's easy to get lost, and certainly you can't remember everything. How do you personally determine which lessons are more important than others? What thought process did you have behind valuing one lesson or another to put in the video?
The goal for everything that I do is to try to help people believe in themselves more. The goal of being on this show is to try to help people believe in themselves more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always accomplish it, but it's always the intention going in. And so we see the video creation, those top 10 series through the same lens of helping people believe in themselves more. If we did negative things, it would probably do better. If we did the first video of top 10 stupidest things Kanye has said, I'm sure that would blow up and people would really love it. It's just not what I want to do. So we've done thousands and thousands of videos on the channel, and all of them are positive in some way, trying to spread belief in some way. And so that's the lens through which we try to make every piece of content. Will it inspire someone to believe in themselves more? And did I learn something from it? And if you're watching a top 10 video of whoever, Kanye or Jeff Bezos or whoever, you don't have to take all 10 things. Like, if one thing applies to you and you do something about it, it can change your life. And so all the ideas in there, like, it sparked an intrigue for me. Like, I was curious about it. And so let's put that into video, and it might inspire some other people too.
Right. You just need one thing. So you have 4 million subscribers on YouTube and hundreds of thousands on Instagram. You clearly taught a lot of things to many people over the years. But has there been anything your audience and community has taught you? Perhaps a lesson that you have not expected to learn?
Just how important the content is to some people as part of their routine. I mean, most of the people who watch a video, they may not subscribe. I mean, we've got 700 million views or something and 4 million subscribers. So like most people who watch a video don't subscribe.
Don't subscribe.
But for a good chunk of people, it's a part of the regular thing, whether that's for a period of time. It sounds like when you were in university, the top 10 series was part of your regular routine. For others, they're doing it now as part of their morning walk or run or commute. I didn't set out to do that. It wasn't my expectation, but it's a responsibility. Like, one person messaged to say, "Thank you for not having any swear words in your videos. We'll always mute out." I mean, I don't swear, but if there's a video, we also mute out swear words. That's more just because I don't swear. It's not like it's a philosophical, you could swear as much as you want on you. I don't care. But somebody said, I put your videos on every morning for my 2 daughters to listen to and watch on the way to school.
That's nice.
Thank you for not having swear words in. And teachers have used our videos in their classroom. Like, I never set out thinking that would happen. And so a lot of these things become happy accidents. The fact that I didn't use swear words now were part of people's morning routine. The fact that I try to just show my friend Mark that he could learn from Kanye now becomes this whole, series. Um, just the leaning into the fun of it. And when you can find the thing that you love doing with what the audience loves as well, that's when you start to really find success and traction.
Yeah. And all this success doesn't come easy. It takes so many years, and it took you over a decade to arrive where you are right now. What has been the biggest obstacle or failure that you faced that if had overcome earlier, you might have accelerated your success?
Well, it's still lack of belief. What was the biggest problem? I didn't believe myself enough. And what's the biggest problem for me to get to the next step? Same thing. I don't believe
That's
that I have
brilliant.
100 million subscriber channel, right? Or whatever the next big thing is. Um, it's funny about success. I don't know what success is. I don't know, like, when did I feel like when I got my first comment on a video, I felt successful. When 50 people viewed my video, I felt successful. It's like 50 people saw this video. That's crazy. Uh, so I just always seem to focus on who I was serving instead of who I wasn't, because the who you aren't serving is never ending. Like you're never going to
True.
serve the whole world. So it's a constant battle, but who you are serving, you can take, some appreciation from, some gratitude from, that 100 people saw this video. It's like, if 100 people, if you're going to go speak at some event and there's 100 people there, you're going to go back to your old high school or university and there's 100 people sitting there waiting to listen to you. You're going to be pretty excited,
You'd be
about that.
anxious,
Like, that's
yeah.
pretty cool. But
It's
100
cool.
people on a video, like, oh my God, that was a giant waste of time. I can't believe that. So I just always focus on who I was serving instead of who I wasn't. But the biggest problem still is lack of belief to do the next thing. And it's something that I'm constantly working on.
Yeah. Before you could, on the process while you were acquiring this belief of yours, in the dark moments, has there been any specific frame of mind, any quote, or any affirmation that you have found refuge in?
Yeah. Great things come to me. So
Hmm.
I did a coaching session. It's on YouTube. Like, I filmed it with Beth Hendel, and she's Gary V's life coach.
Oh,
Like, Gary V has a life. I thought Gary V
right.
was
He is the life
a
coach.
coach, right? Exactly. What do you mean he has a life? And so it's like, wow, this is cool. I'm going to talk to Gary V's life coach. Talk to me. Break me down. Tell me where I'm broken.
Mhm.
And she said, the difference between you and Gary, after asking me a whole bunch of questions, she said, you believe in the plan. So I believe in a plan. Like, if I make videos, I will keep getting better. There's a plan. I have faith in the plan. And if the
Hmm.
plan doesn't work out, then I make a new plan and I believe in that plan. Right. But then what happens when the plan doesn't work out and the new plan doesn't work out? Like, what happens? What do you believe in then? And uh, instead of spiraling into depression or despair or super stress because I have no plan, I would just tell myself, great things come to me. I'll figure it out. Great things come to me. It was just my defense mechanism, something protecting me instead of having to, I don't know, just be super stressed out and depressed. And she
Hmm.
said, the difference between you and Gary is, Gary, like, you live in great things come to me only in your worst moments. He lives there almost all the time.
Oh, okay.
And so the great things come to me mindset is his default and is my, like, last resort. And so
Hmm.
like, okay, that's a pretty cool insight. Thank you for that. And so I've been working on trying to make that more and more the default for me too, that I just expect great things to come to me, and then they do.
That sounds super positive to have, because it's not always easy. As again, because one failure is okay, two is okay, but what if after 4 years of not seeing success, to be able to say to yourself, "Great things come to me," man, it takes a lot of courage and again a lot of self-belief. So, yeah, well done, well done.
Well, I think that's also where you can borrow belief from others, right? So the environment you have really matters. This is why I make videos every day on the channel. There's other people. If you're going to university and you're watching the top 10 videos, you're borrowing the belief that it's possible for you. You might have thought at the beginning of this journey, I'm never going to
Hmm.
do interviews. I'm not going to have a podcast. I can't reach out to people and ask them
Yeah.
for help. Um, But somewhere along the line, you borrowed belief, you got inspired by something and said, huh, if they can do it, like maybe I can too. I should do at least try. And now here you are, however many, 100+ episodes or whatever you're at now, deep, which is, pretty cool. Like that's,
Yeah.
you go back to you in university 8 years ago, like you're never going to, there's no way you're not doing this. I'm going to interview the guy, all these videos I'm watching. There's no
I
way.
would have never thought that.
Never thought
Absolutely not.
possible, right?
Absolutely not.
So what you've done is already impossible to younger you. Like you are
Sure.
an
Yeah.
impossibility already, what
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And all of us, like if you're growing and learning, if you look back 5 years or 10 years, you should be an impossibility to who you used to be. It's like, there's no way you're going to do that. And so that's one, like pretty cool. You're already an impossibility to the you from 8 years ago. That's pretty cool. And then hopefully in the next 8 years, you look back and like, what is actually possible will feel impossible. You in 8 years is going to look back and say, oh, I thought that was impossible. Look at what I've done. And so you can borrow belief. Like you don't have to constantly believe in yourself and think that it's going to happen. You can borrow other people's belief as well. That somebody watches one of your interviews, or they watch one of my videos, or you're around a mentor, you listen to the right podcast, right? You read the right book. That little moment, the spark that, they could do it, so maybe I can too, is I think the thing that most people are just missing. Because when you feel low, what do you want to do? You like not watch anything that's going to help you grow. You want to eat chocolate ice cream and just sit under the covers and like fall into depression and do habits that are not probably in your best interest, right?
Yeah.
Versus no, like you're one video away from completely changing your life. And so that's why if you have developed the habits and developed the routines, and whether it's my videos or your videos or books or whatever, if you have a consistent routine, it's your habits that then lift you back up, as opposed to just hoping that you feel, inspired to believe in yourself today.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. But I would like to know more about what drives you. What has been the biggest catalyst for change in your life? Has it been pain, fear, regret, disappointment? What has pushed you to change the most?
Probably a bunch of those things in different moments. Like when you were giving those examples, I could think of examples for all of them. If I look at though, like macro, bigger picture, I want to feel like I'm doing something every day that matters. I just want to feel like every day I'm showing up and like I'm going to matter. What I do today is going to matter to somebody. And some people, like my wife, want to serve the 25 closest people to her, friends, family, deep connections. And some people like me and, probably you want to have a bigger impact. Like you want to change the world in some way. You want people to know that, hey, even if they never meet you in person, that watching, Beyond the Claptrap was the thing that pulled them out from a deep darkness, right? So ultimately, I want to feel like the work that I do matters. But I'm sure I've been motivated by all those other things you talked about at various points as well. But I think that's the most important driving force for me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, a hypothetical. If a genie could grant you only one of these three, freedom, a sense of belonging, or purpose, which would you choose to build your life around? So it's freedom, a sense of belonging, or purpose?
I would pick purpose. I think everything else, like I think the others come from it. Like I think if you have purpose, that's the ultimate freedom, to be able to go and chase down work that is meaningful to you, to do things that are meaningful to you is freedom. Like freedom to choose. Well, what would you choose? Like if you had ultimate freedom, well, what then do you do? Like you don't want to just sit on the beach all day. You want to.
So you might choose purpose if you had freedom, right?
Well, exactly. It's like if you had freedom, what does that get you? Well, what do you want to do with your life? You crave purpose. People want to have purpose. Again, either macro purpose, like change the world purpose, or just closest people to them. If you get all the money in the world or whatever, you win the lottery. Okay, you quit your job, you go on a vacation, cool. but then what do you want to do? You want purpose. So if you have freedom but without purpose, then it doesn't matter. You're still unhappy.
Right.
But purpose gives you the freedom. Belonging, same thing. It's like you could belong to a group that's doing bad things or just keeping you stuck. I think most people, like, they can't get out of the hole they're in because of belonging, because they're afraid of leaving their tribe, their group, their friends, their
Mm.
family, their like comfort zone. What keeps us stuck a lot of times is belonging to a life that you don't actually want. Well, what is the life you want? Well, it's back down the purpose. And if you follow your purpose, you'll meet new people and be around people who give you that sense of belonging. Like, I met amazing people because of what I'm doing. Like, my best friends are from people that I've met on the journey. Even us, what are we doing here? Hanging out. This is micro belonging for
Mm.
the hour or whatever that we're going to chat today, but aligned around the purpose. I think you belong more when it's connected to a deep purpose. So, I mean, it's a lens through which I see the world,
Yeah.
but I would easily pick purpose from that list of three.
Right. And they say if your why is strong enough, you can go through anything in life, the most difficult things, because sometimes freedom is not enough. Having the freedom of choice might not get you the right things. Doesn't mean you're gonna choose the right thing. And as you said, the belonging, maybe you already belong in the wrong groups, but purpose, it's gonna feel right to you. It's the right choice, and whatever you do, whoever people you're gonna hang out with, because they they they're adjacent to your purpose, they are the right people. So I kind of feel the same. I kind of feel the same about it. Yeah.
I think you're probably, like, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs or any of these hierarchy of needs, you'll probably see purpose much higher than the other two.
Mm.
Like, humans need belonging for sure. Like, if you do it just solo, you're gonna massively struggle. But belonging alone isn't enough. It's like at the very base level, people need food and shelter and water, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have food, you're not thinking about purpose. Like, you just want something to eat today. If you have
Sure.
no
Yeah.
shelter or safety,
Yeah.
you're not worried about purpose. You're like, where am I going to sleep tonight? Right? That becomes your most important thing. But once you have food and shelter, what it's like, do you want more food? Like, it's not that it caps out.
Sure.
Life isn't just dedicated to food. And so I think as you move up the chain, purpose just becomes a lot more important.
As we were speaking about the sense of belonging, I thought of this old adage that we use all the time: your network is your net worth.
Mhm.
However, during the early days, for example, where I'm right now, in order to make it, you have to enter that lonely chapter where you isolate yourself from the world in order to achieve mastery over a skill, so that then you build something great. We can safely say that isolation is the price to pay to become someone worth networking with. However, the world tells you, the world tells you your network is everything, yet some of the most transformative work happens in isolation. So, how does one know when it is wise to go all in alone, and when should we lean on others?
I don't know that I agree that the most effective work is in isolation.
No?
I think mentorship is incredibly important.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can definitely go away and do your own work. Cool. But I don't think it's required. I think it's a way to do it. I don't think it's required that you have all these friends and family, at least how I heard it. And you can tell me if I'm not hearing it right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
that's
have like
okay.
these friends and family community and where you grew up, cool. And you want to go here. And the only way to go here is you need to leave them, be alone and abandoned, and then like get good at a skill. Now you're valuable to these people. So then you go and now you're connected here and have belonging again. And that you have to kind of go through this isolation to get there. Uh, I think it's a way. I don't think that has to be the way. I think
Mm-hmm.
you can definitely learn from mentors along the way. I think you definitely can be a part of communities along the way. You're talking about taking like one big leap. You can also take smaller jumps along the way. You can let go of one friend of a time and add in one new friend of a time. Uh, this group that you move to doesn't have to be the final group, right? Like at some
Mm-hmm.
point you outgrow these people and you go up here to a new group, right? So you could just continue to micro leave groups and join groups that like ascend you along the way, so you don't have to disappear for a year and get crazy good at something and then come back and now you're ready. So I think there's different ways. If that is like somebody's listening, that's your style, awesome, go do
Mm-hmm.
that. But you don't have to go through massive isolation and loneliness. I think the biggest problem is around that people just don't know how to ask for help. And so you have help built in to your initial ecosystem. Like your parents will help you, hopefully, your friends
Mm-hmm.
will help you, hopefully, but they'll help you within this known comfortable world. You don't have help to get to the next world that you want to get to. And we're not good at asking for help.
Yeah.
But that
No.
becomes a skill. Like if you ask for help, people can help you. You can grow. You might even grow. I would say you grow faster. Like if you had a year away, you do a year by yourself, deep diving, trying to learn and get better at something versus a year with a mentor guiding you. Which one's going to get you there faster? Probably the mentor.
Right. No, no, perhaps I've seen it this way because I never had mentors, and my only way was to kind of isolate myself to learn the skills, because if I didn't, then I would spend time not doing the thing to get better at. So maybe it was lack of mentors where I grew up, but perhaps everyone around me has been this hustler, go get it, that the only way is you need to become valuable in order to later get maybe access to this networking or to mentorship. So that's why I asked it, but the way you said makes absolute sense. Yeah, if you can find it, it's even better.
Well, and then is again within that statement, if you can find it, is a lack of belief.
I see.
Whereas like I'm going to find it,
I
and
don't
then
think it's possible. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
do, right? I mean, like, yeah. How many episodes of this show have you done?
About 26 alive and about 50 filmed.
And you got a lot to release,
Yeah, and I have many booked.
which is great.
Yeah.
How did we first connect? Like, how did you first reach out to me?
Kevin Palmieri, he was my first episode, and then we did episode 22 again, and I've had the most brilliant conversation. We really bonded. He's amazing.
So Kevin introduced you to me, and that's
Yes.
how we did this. And how did you
Yes.
meet Kevin?
I just reached out online somewhere in a matchmaking app.
Great. So something, and like, where's home for you?
Greece.
Okay. I just came back from Greece. Actually, it was great.
Yeah,
Where in Greece?
Santorini. You sent me a picture.
Yeah. Where in Greece are you?
Thassos is the northest island.
Thassos. Okay, no, we didn't get up there. But Greece. Oh my
Uh,
God, it was so hot, but
yeah.
crazy good.
Which, by the way, that picture you sent me from Santorini, it
Mhm.
made me a super fan right away. I was like, this guy, he doesn't have to spend his time text. Not only he texted me back, but he texted a selfie with his wife in Santorini. I thought that was the sweetest thing you could have done. That made me a super fan right away. Massive respect.
Well, I appreciate you. Like somewhere along the way, you decided I'm going to launch a show and I'm going to get on some app and I'm going to get connected to Kevin, who you didn't know. Like, what's a guy in Greece doing connected to Kevin, who I think is in Boston? Like somewhere along the line, that's crazy. If you talk to your friends or your family or whatever, they're like, what are you doing? What? It doesn't make any sense. But you decided that was something that you were going to do. And maybe other people you matched with, said no or whatever. I don't want to be on some new guy's show, whatever. Kevin said yes. I've said yes to being people's first show before too. It's more of a vibe thing than how many views or subscribers or whatever somebody has. Kevin would have said yes 3 years ago. I would have said yes 3 years ago, right? Like what was the only thing that was different? Not me or Kevin. It was you. Your belief that it was possible. Now, I don't know how long you had this idea in your head. Maybe it was like brand new and you just jumped in and joined the app and Kevin's here and like everything is great. But people think that things are so far away and it's not possible for me. And like where I'm at, you don't understand. It's different in Greece. I don't have mentors around here. And everybody has a version of that story.
True.
where you've already proved that that's not true, right? Like you've reached out to Kevin, and who then connected to me, and you can get other names on your show as well. And sure, it may be harder, but you either, it's like you focus on what you have or you focus on what you don't have. Like you could be a completely different person in a year if you wanted to be. And so, yeah, I think everybody just has, I mean, and hey, by the way, me too, limiting beliefs all over the place. Like the biggest reason why I'm not at 100 million subscribers is a lack of belief to go off and do it. So hopefully it's inspiring for anybody watching that just because you may not have the right support system around you, probably most of the people you look up to, they didn't have that support system either. And they just decided to make a change, and then things started to happen. And so it's not about the how, right? As you said, if you have a strong enough why, you can overcome any how. People just haven't decided that they're going to do it. I'm stuck in Greece. I'm on some northern island and nobody knows me and I have no friends, and like everybody's doing whatever they do in northern Greece, nobody's working hard on making content. Cool. That's not going to stop me. It's funny how crazy back to belief, how crazy we overlook what we have. So, in California, there's a high-end spa. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And at the spa, the most expensive treatment that you can do is to get Canadian mud treatment. Like Canadian mud. And it's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars for this Canadian mud treatment. Canadian, like I could go roll around in my backyard and I'm getting the Canadian right,
for free.
Canada's seen as clean and natural, I guess, compared to California. And so it's marketing. Like I have Canadian mud right here. I can go out and do it. We tend to discount what we have. We tend to see, I'm in a different country. I have an accent. I have whatever. And we see that as a negative as opposed to leaning into it. And it actually becomes the greatest strength, because how often am I getting interviewed by somebody in the northern part of Greece? Like never. But how many times I'm being interviewed by somebody in Boston? Like all the time. So you immediately are different, which is cool. But we just see the difference as a negative as opposed to leaning into the positive.
And I have nothing to add to that. That was super motivating, and you are spot on. Everything you said has been spot on, and all I have to do, and everyone that is listening that is not believing in themselves, is just decide you're gonna do it, find a way, and whatever you think makes you weird and quirky and whatever is your disadvantage, that is the thing that will give you strength. That is why people will watch you. That is why people will talk to you, as you just said. So thank you very much for that, man. I needed that. Yeah.
You just have to believe it. Like why is somebody in Greece better than somebody in Boston when doing these outreaches and interviews?
Yeah, all right.
You just have to believe that you have something. Right?
All right. Evan, if you could pass just one lesson, one mindset, and one life outlook to your kids, something to work as a foundation for anything they do in life, what would you choose?
It's still going to be belief, right?
Again, that's it.
Some boring answers. If anything, I'm consistent, right? What's the life lesson? Believe in yourself. Believe you can do it. Believe that it's going to work out. Like the greatest gift you can give anybody is belief, I think. And you do it more through demonstration of who you are and how you react to things. I mean, my parents, every time I didn't do well at something, would always tell me, "You're Evan Carmichael. You can do anything you believe that you can." And they're not entrepreneurs and definitely not YouTubers, but they help me believe in myself that whatever I want to do, I can do it if I believe in myself. And so I think it's the greatest gift that you can give somebody is your standards around belief, showing that it's possible, and words of encouragement for sure, but also in the actual doing. Like the fact that you're here making these videos will inspire somebody else from Greece to start their channel.
Yeah.
Because look at him. Oh, it's possible. He can get these people from America or Canada on the show. Wow. I can do that too. Right? And so I think that's the greatest gift that we can give people.
Nice. And what is your relationship with yourself? Are you your harshest critic or are you your biggest cheerleader?
Both.
What's both?
Well, I think
We
what
all
are
are
you?
both.
Yeah, we're all both, right? I mean, I think it's more like where do you live than which one are you? Because it's always both. Like I mean, I don't know. Show me an entrepreneur who isn't both their harshest critic and their biggest cheerleader.
Mm.
We just tend to live more on the critic side of things, so we want to be better and improve. But what I try to do, and also for other people, uh, in terms of leadership and teamwork, is if you're at the top, everything is going great, then it's like, okay, but you're just getting started. This isn't a big deal. And if you're at the bottom and you feel crap, like, hey, you're amazing. Like, let's go. So if somebody is feeling really bad about themselves, I'm trying to hug them to bring them up. And if somebody's thinking they're like the hottest thing ever, you're like, dude, you suck. You're just getting started. Depending on kind of where they're coming
Yeah.
in at the moment. And same thing for me. It's like when I'm on top of the world, it's like, okay, that's cool. And like, bro, you're just getting started. Come on, you suck. But then when I'm really low, something happens. Like, okay, take it easy. You're good. Like you've done so much. You're amazing. Keep going. Um, so yeah, both. I guess just depends on what I need most in the day.
Hmm. Hmm. Something I realized lately, actually ever since I started my podcast, is the importance of having a person in your life who cheers you no matter how well you're doing. And I'm curious, who is that person for you, or who is that the most important person in your life, and what role has that person played in your success?
Yeah. So I mean, still like me, I think you are the most important person in your life because you can't always be.
Okay,
But beyond that, I mean,
beyond that, yeah.
maybe I went beyond the spirit of your question, but I mean, my wife for sure. I've been
No
in
way.
3 long-term relationships in my life, and Nina, who is my wife, has been like coming up on 15 years. When we first started dating, you can even see a graph on my website of like the year-over-year subscriber growth, and it started to take off in 2014, which is also when we got married. Uh,
Hmm.
why? Like Nina's not some YouTube algorithm goddess who has, has the secrets dialed in, didn't know anything about making videos, was never on camera before. She was just extremely supportive. And when I have a model for relationships where I think some relationships are negative and the person is very aggressively against you, like you can't go do this. Who do you think you are? Very negative. Then you got the negative but passive, like the passive aggressive people, like, oh, you think you're going to get that person on your show? Oh, yeah, I guess if you want. It's like they're not overtly telling you
Hmm.
you suck, but also not cheering you on and just put doubt into you. Then you get the people who are quietly supportive, but it's your thing. It's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, good luck. Good luck in your interview with Evan. I hope it goes well. That's cool. It's your thing. And then there's the cheerleader, which is the last step, right? Which is like, oh, who's Evan? Like, what's his interview? Oh, that's so cool. Like, what? And they don't not like they have to be involved in your business, but they're actively cheering you on as opposed to just being like a bystander. So you want to at least be on the positive side of those two instead of the negative two.
Hmm.
And my other 2 long-term relationships were more on the passive positive, um, which was great, like cool. But when I started dating Nina, she was more like active positive, and so she'd want to come. Like I'm speaking at this event, normally be like, okay, I'll see you. I'll see you in a couple hours, right? Like, oh no, I want to come. What do you mean you want to come? Yeah, I want to come to your event. Like, yeah, but it's gonna be like entrepreneurship and YouTube and like boring stuff. You don't care about that stuff. Like, no, I don't care about that, but I just want to see you. Like, oh, okay, cool. Come if you want, sure. And just seeing her in the front row, I was like, oh, like this feels good. Like, I don't know what this is. This is different. I'm not used to this. Um, and so having somebody be active, positive made a huge difference for me. And
Yeah.
so, it's not like getting married is your secret sauce. Like, you know,
Maybe it is.
maybe it is, you want to blow up your YouTube channel, get married. Yeah, that's
Get
fine.
married.
Fine. But definitely having the right people. And for me, I'm introverted, so I don't need to hang out with a ton of people or always be around friends. But when I have a relationship with people, it's like it's much more deep. And so the person that you don't get to pick your parents. or your brothers or your sisters, and hopefully they're nice people, and hopefully they kind of cheer you on a little bit at least. But you do get to pick who you marry. Hopefully, I mean, I guess some people don't, but hopefully you do. And pick wisely. Pick somebody who wants to see good things for you in life, and you the same way. Like you cheer them
Yeah,
on to do the things that they want to do.
exactly, exactly. And the reason I asked is because what I realized once I started the podcast is that no one cares. And that was both good in a way that I can do whatever I want because I won't be judged because no one cares. But from the other side is your closest friends and family members also don't care. Some of them might do, but I realized for me, it's like no one is watching the podcast from my friends. I realized there how important it is to be my own cheerleader. Again, what we've been talking this whole podcast, like believe in yourself, because no one else will do that for you.
So here's a great
So
example, right? This is where
yeah,
you can feel like, oh, I'm alone. Like for me to do this, I have to be alone because my friends don't care, my family
yeah,
doesn't care. I mean, they might kind of cheer me on. Oh, that's cool, but not really be it. So I just have to like not talk to them about any of this stuff, and then disappear for a year and do my thing, and then come back and I have new friends. Like you could gain new friends along the way. Like
mm,
if Kevin made an impact on you, here's what I do. Like I fight to stay in touch with people because it's not normal for me. I don't stay in touch with anybody by default. I'm an introvert, so I I don't know how to do that properly. It's not natural. But I like to collect good people. So
mm.
if you love Kevin, he was so supportive and he came back on your show, and he just like, how often are you talking to Kevin? How often are you in touch with him? When was the last time you sent him a message? Send him a screenshot from this and say, I had Evan on and thank you for making the introduction. Ask him about his life, see what he's doing, not to stalk him, but like you
Yeah.
can build relationships with people, and Kevin will be super supportive of the journey that you're on. Like he's in this world. He loves this stuff.
And he is actually, yeah.
Right? Well, great. And so like how do you make that, how do you even turn up on that? Not that like every 4 minutes you're messaging Kevin and like, here's my lunch, Kevin, what do you think? But you now have a new friend on this journey. So you don't have to be alone on it.
Right.
And if you've done 50 episodes already or 100 or whatever, there's probably people in there too who would love to get to know you better and hang out and do more and be curious about what you're up to next. And you having curiosity about what they're doing as well. And that leads to a relationship, right? And friendship. And so now you're not alone on this path. And again, knowing those people probably gets to you to where you want to go faster than you disappearing for 2 years trying to figure it out on your own.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Since this is turning into a mentorship session, I've got the last one on this kind of topic. Okay, the biggest thing I've been struggling for the last 2 years is self-sabotage. No matter how much progress I make, I keep getting in my own way. It is as if I want to keep myself back from achieving the things in a way. So I know very well what I need to do. I know very, very well. But every time I do a week of progress, a month of progress, or whatever, at some point I'm going to self-sabotage and reset myself as if by instinct, as if then catch myself. Why am I doing this? So this procrastination sneaks in, distractions become easier to succumb to. I start making the wrong choices, which I should avoid. I want to hear your take on how do you personally deal with self-sabotage?
Well, what's an example? Like where you're already like setting yourself up to self-sabotage. So what are you going to self-sabotage on? And we can use that as an example, and I'll
Okay.
show you.
Yeah. Okay. So it could be, so I have a full-time job, obviously, because I need to support myself. And the 2 days that I might have, I have free time that I need to work on the podcast. I need to do the thumbnails, the things, the approach people. And on that day, I might just do fuck all day or find an excuse to meet people that uh, I don't even maybe want to meet, or just so I don't want to be specific. That's what I'm saying. But find a way to distract myself to avoid the work. So do anything but the work with a justify to myself. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna work double tomorrow. Maybe let me just go for 3 hours to this guy, my friend's house, and then I'm gonna stay there all day because in a way I'm kind of avoiding the work.
Yep.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. So what's helpful so thank you for sharing too.
Yeah.
There's known quantities and unknown quantities. So the known quantities are going to be, I only have 2 days a week or whatever to work on this thing that I'm trying to build up. And so you know that this is a repeated pattern. And so you can adjust by creating habits around those patterns, so that Saturday, I'm going to do blank Saturday or whatever your days are. But Saturday, I need to work on my thumbnails. I need to research guests. I need to send at least 20 emails out to people or IGDMs to people to try to book people on shows. You have an insane backlog of videos, bro. I've never heard of somebody who has 50 videos that haven't been released. Like, WTF, you're hanging out with these people instead of releasing this content that you've already filmed on your channel. That's crazy, right? So setting up the habits to the known quantities and then not making a decision. Like, you can't, the rule is, and this is good for your self-confidence, you can't change your mind in the moment. So if it's Saturday, like, is Saturday one of your days? What day?
I work in hospitality, so it's random days.
Okay. So creating a calendar, but you know your calendar like a week in advance.
This is the thing. I have the whole calendar, and then I just don't follow it. I know very well what to do. I just don't follow it.
So the new rule becomes, you can't change your mind on the day. You can change it later. So today I'm going to work on releasing 3 episodes. I'm going to work on the editing, the packaging, the thumbnail, the title, all that. I'm going to package 3 videos and get them ready to go. That's the goal. You can set that in advance. You can't change that the day of. The day of, you have to do that. You might hate it. This is stupid. I'm a nobody. Nobody's gonna watch these videos anyway. WTF, I'm wasting all this time. Cool. You can't change it the day of. You can change it for next week, which you can reevaluate. Like, does it make sense to keep doing this? But the day of, any commitment, you can't change the commitment. You have to do it the day of. And you just teach yourself that when I set a goal, I'm going to follow through and do it. And if it doesn't make sense for the long, it might be the stupidest thing of all time now, but you said you were going to do it. So now you do it just because proving that to yourself is more important than anything that you're going to work on. Proving to yourself that you follow through on your goals is way more important than releasing 3 episodes or seeing your friend or watching whatever movie or whatever else. So you set the goals around the habits for your known procrastination issues. Like, you know that Saturday is going to come around or whatever day, and you're not going to want to do it. And you're going to tell yourself whatever story. And then you're going to feel bad about it later that I wasted my time doing this stupid thing when I could have gotten 5 videos.
I always feel guilty about it. Yeah, for sure.
So it's great and it's normal, but you make the calendar, and you can't change the calendar on the day of. You could change the calendar for next week, but you can't change the calendar on the day of. And just starting to adopt that habit will serve you in life. Forget about just making YouTube videos. That's the easier one because it's the known. It's the unknown ones that become more problematic. And it's hard to catch yourself because you'll find really smart reasons. Like, you won't believe a stupid reason. You'll believe a smart reason of why you can't do something. Right. Yeah. So one of them for me is accepting help. Right. So I'm going to go to Norway for New Year's. I want to go see the Northern Lights. One of my mastermind members lives in Norway, and she lives in Oslo, but she has a place that she goes to 3 hours north. That is where she goes to, like, go for New Year's and Northern Lights, all that. And she's like, hey, you can come hang out with us, or you can get your own place. But, like, here's where we're going to go. Right. And my default would be, oh no, that's a big imposition. I want to stay at your place and, your family and, right. What am I doing? I'm squashing the energy right away. Right. Yeah. By default. So it's like, that's harder to catch because I'll just do that by default. Right. Like, if you said, hey, you're in Santorini, where are you going next? Oh, you're going to Athens? I'm going to be in Athens. Do you want to hang out? You're like, I could take you around, or I'll show you the Acropolis, or like whatever, my default would be, no. Like, don't come to Athens. You're up there. That's a stupid, it's taking up your time. That would be my default. Right. So I'm trying to catch those moments to say, no, he wants to come. Okay. Yeah. Come, let's do something. Right. It's not happening every week. So it's harder to catch. So those are the unknowns. Right. So you start with the knowns. You create your calendar, which it sounds like you're already doing. Great. That's already the first step. And that's already progress. Like, you're already mapping it out. That's better than most people. Great.
Fair enough.
Next is you do what's in the calendar, and you can't change the day of. You can change it for next week, but you have to do it the day of. And now you start making a lot more progress on your goals. So whenever you, like, I think the biggest problem for people is the unknowns. They don't know where they're self-sabotaging. They wouldn't even say I'm self-sabotaging. Like, I don't know, I'm just unlucky. That's what they'll say, right? I'm just unlucky, or I'm just like, it's just not going to work for me. Versus no, like you have 50 episodes that you haven't released, man. Like, how long is this episode going to take to come out? Francesco?
I'm going to release it before the other ones. Let's see.
Right? It's like, we're going to wait 3 years before I see this video?
No.
Right?
Hopefully not.
But you have all this content, right? Like, you have the
I get
knowns.
what you mean.
Like, you can catch the knowns. That's the first step. And a lot of times you don't want to do the thing. Like, so here's a good example personally for me. We're filming this on a Thursday. I don't know when you're going to release this. Thursday is my public facing day. It's my day to be the extrovert. It's all day interviews and podcasts, like the whole day. Nice. I'm doing, it's not introvert day. Like, I love introvert days. It's spread the message day. And every Thursday I look at my calendar and I don't want to do it. I've been doing this for years. I look at Thursday and I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk to Francesco. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be on his podcast. I don't want to do any of this stuff. I just want to be introvert. I want to work on whatever I want to work on.
So it never stops. It's a never-ending process.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to go to the beach or something today. Like, I'll still work. I want to work, but I don't want to be on people's shows and podcasts or anything else. Like, the fear kicks in. I don't want to let people down. I don't want to be bad. This is a waste of time. All of these things, right? And listen, if I wrote to you and said, "Hey, man, I can't do it. I'm so sorry," you would have been fine. You're like, "Okay, like, can we reschedule? Whatever, we figure it out." But I just teach myself on Thursdays. Okay, no, like I said, I was going to do this, so I do it. And then once you get started, I do my first one. Like, this is amazing. You're like, what was I so afraid of? And so stacking similar things together, because the effort to get going on a Thursday, it takes much more effort for me mentally than doing anything else, making videos, anything else that I have to do. It takes a lot more effort. But once I'm in the zone.
I see. So for me, I realize now on my calendar, I have random things. So it could be filming the podcast, then doing something like for work management, then back to doing thumbnails, then going to so maybe I need to do the whole day of stacking up these very similar things, that they have the same maybe topic or the same energy to keep me going, instead of having these very random things accumulated in one day.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you can, stacking similar tasks together definitely helps. And especially in there will be things that you can hop into and are super fun and no problem and easy to get going, and others that are way more difficult for you to summon the energy and the courage to do. But once you start doing it, it's easy to keep going. Yeah. So, like, stack them so that you keep going. Like, my Thursdays, I have more energy for you now than I did the first person I was talking to, because it stacks. So that you, like, feel better as I go, even though I was dreading the day at the start. So same thing. Like, what's the worst thing? Like, you have 50 episodes. Why haven't they come out? What's the hardest part for you? Editing, thumbnail, title?
No, they're coming up every week. I haven't missed a week. So for example, this week I'm filming 5. I only upload 1.
Why?
Because
why do you have such a backlog? That's crazy.
I want to be safe, I guess, to have.
That's crazy safe though. You have 50 videos, Francesco. You have
25 more. 25 more.
Okay, you still have half a year of videos. You could go away for half a year and you still have content coming up on the channel.
Maybe soon I'm gonna upload 2 a week. Maybe soon.
But that's a whole other thing. So, like, I think you should. But besides that, whatever you're self-sabotaging on, like, what's the most important thing that you need to do that then the day comes and you're like, you don't want to do
it? Sending people, outreaching to people. That would be the most important thing, maybe. To bigger guests.
Okay, great. So
taking the time to write a thoughtful message to get bigger guests. That would be the most important thing for me right now to grow for the next level.
And you're not doing it consistently?
No.
Great. So then you dedicate a day. I don't know how often you have to do it, whether that's every week or every 2 weeks, but you dedicate a day to doing it. And then you also think, is there a better way to do it? Like, can you ask for introductions?
Yeah.
Right? Is there a smarter way to do it so that you don't always have to do it this way? But once you start, it's easy to keep going. Like, to do 10 outreaches versus 100 is not that big a difference. Because once you start, it's easy to keep going. It's just the
momentum.
Started is so painful. So if you're doing 10 at a time, like you're giving yourself so much pain each time for very little outcome, versus you have the same pain, but now you're going to do 100. It's easy to keep going. You have a lot more momentum built in, and you just say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to send out 100 messages or whatever number you need. I'm going to isolate myself. We're going to do this. I'm going to also try to find other ways. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to ask for introductions, etc. Because it's important.
Nice. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right. Thanks for the mentorship.
Yeah.
Okay. Two last questions. And okay. So Evan, I'm going to give you 5 mediums of learning, and I want you to rank them from the least important.
I'm going to have to write this down. To remember 5 things is going to be hard. Okay. So visual is going to be most important. Okay. Keep going. Yep.
Okay. So we have, are they the most important or the most effective in your opinion? So we have books.
Okay.
Podcasts.
Podcast,
formal education,
audio or video?
Both. Video. Okay. So we have books, video, podcasts, formal education, mentorships, and masterminds / online courses as one.
Okay. Formal education is like university or
high school, university, PhDs. Yeah.
Okay. And it's interesting you put mastermind and online courses together, because I would put mastermind and like mentorship together.
Maybe just because I've thought so many masterminds that are online, so maybe I thought maybe they could be on the same category. If you think they are same as mentorship,
a mastermind done well is like you're learning from each other, versus so like mentorship is you're learning from somebody else, I guess. A mastermind is you're learning from each other, versus like an online course is you're learning, like you're watching content.
Right. Okay. So then, let's put them together with mentorship then. Thank you for that.
Okay. Okay. What would I put? I mean, formal education has to be last. I mean,
I agree. Yeah.
Who's going to put it first?
Yeah.
Unless you need to get like you have to go to university to become a doctor or whatever, but you're still, it's still not the fastest way to learn. Books and online courses are, for me personally, I probably get more from books and online courses, but the thing is, like a lot of books suck and a lot of online courses suck.
True.
But there's more good books than there are good online courses. So it's not that the format necessarily is better than the other. It's just there's very few people who put a ton of effort into making a killer online course. But there are people who are making killer books, especially for timeless stuff. Like if you read a book on YouTube, that's not going to be very helpful, because it's like the information is 2 years outdated. So I would probably do online courses 4. I would do books 3. And then I would do video podcast 2. And then I do mentorship and mastermind 1.
So number 1, mentorship and mastermind.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy. You're somebody who's done it, shows you how to do it. That's always going to be the easiest way. I would just do video second, because I'm a visual learner, so being able to see it helps me a lot more. And then books and online courses just depends. If there's a really high quality online course, then maybe, but you'll probably get more. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd pick books, because there's more high quality books and high quality courses. That's the hardest flip. And then formal education, like nobody's going to put formal education number 1. That's crazy.
Who would have thought when we were growing up that YouTube University would be far superior from formal university in 2025? In many cases.
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, there wasn't the internet when I was in high school. Like internet was just coming when I was in high school. But yeah, the best teachers are on YouTube. You'll learn a lot more. Like you want to learn about how to run a podcast, you'll learn way more on YouTube than you will from any formal education. What are you going to learn at university about how to launch a podcast? Like zero.
Impossible.
No, it's useless.
Plus, you get the whole indoctrination package, which maybe you want or you don't want, that comes with a university.
I mean, there's with formal education, it's still needed in some industries, right? Like
Of
again, you want
course,
to be a
yeah.
doctor, you need to go through formal education to get there. And there's some things like you can't just go practice surgery on your own anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
YouTube
I don't
then.
know, some weird country maybe you can't.
I hope no one is doing that.
Yeah. So there's benefits, like, but it's highly specific. But if you're asking about entrepreneurship and my personal ranking, then yeah, it's nowhere close. And I think most of the people on your show, if you're asking that question, everybody, like nobody's going to say formal education is not number 5.
Mm-hmm. Nice, beautiful. Okay, last question, Evan. What do you want to be remembered for?
I don't really think that way. Like
Oh.
when I'm dead, I'm dead. I don't know.
So it doesn't matter the legacy you leave behind?
I'm not a
To your
legacy guy.
children, to your family, to anyone, doesn't matter?
I mean, my son and surviving family members, I guess, are the legacy. Or you, like people in the community, like we have this, like whatever I say maybe lives on a little bit. You going off and now reaching out to 100 people a day and launching your podcast twice a week is like a little bit of, me push. I focus more on what can I do when I'm alive and how can I impact as many people as deeply as I can versus when I'm dead, right? I mean, I guess just coming back from Greece and Athens and being at the Acropolis and all of the statues and all that. I don't need a statue. I don't know. I'm dead. I don't,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter.
I just don't think that way, but it's what can I do while I'm alive? And it's, the greatest compliment that I ever got from a non like family member, friend, deep personal connection was I was doing a tour in, we did 29 cities, 29 cities, 20, trying to blank now. I think 29 cities in 90 days, something like that. And we're in Minnesota. And this one guy said, people say don't meet your heroes because they'll always disappoint you. And you proved the opposite. It's like, I respect you more after meeting you in person than just what I learned about you kind of online and watching your videos. And I think that's a bit of legacy, I guess. But that's what I'm trying to do. Just impact as many people as possible, as deeply as possible while I'm alive. And when I'm dead, I'm bug food. So I'm not worried about it.
Fantastic. Evan, you're a great man. You're a very great mentor. Thank you very much for doing this. And I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, man.